Meanwhile, at the LAPD, in the lobby, Isabella's waiting till Claire came to where she is. I'm gonna need a statement from you first, before I can release Vince. Plus, I have to arrest you for assault, since I've already arrested your sister Angela, I know. And no need to worry about Nate, I have my officers looking for him as we speak. Come to my office, and as Isabella got up and followed Claire to her office, while Angela came out of the restroom and got herself a cup of coffee. Meanwhile, in the holding cell, Vince is lying in bed thinking as Richard came to where he is, and Vince saw and got up and went towards him. Angela and Isabella's gotten charged as well. Nate and Michael's being processed. So far, no word on where Nate is. And speaking of which, Isabella's paying your bill. So how are you holding out? It feels like I don't know my wife at all. Meanwhile, at the Applegate apartment at Lucy's old apartment, Matt came in and see the 4th of July display with a table of food and candles and closed the door just as Vanessa came from the back hallway towards her husband. Well, hello, stranger. Hello to you. And as they came and kissed each other and pulled back. Happy 4th of July. Same here. You know, I've been thinking lately. About what? My future career. Meanwhile, at the Leaving Book Cafe, Carly's at the table drinking a latte. Tatea came to where she is. I got your text. So what's going on? We're on Jennifer's marriage. Carly, don't get in the middle. I don't have to. Jennifer's doing that all by herself. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Erin's office, Will's filling out some paperwork till Jennifer came in and closed the door. And Will noticed. We need to talk. We got nothing to talk about. I couldn't betray Kristen's trust in telling her about Nate. Look, I don't care about Nate. The fact of the matter is, you've known that Michael isn't Vince and Angela's son. I know we agree not to keep any secrets between. Really? What happened to that part? Meanwhile, at Goodcharm Manor in the living room as Karen and Bradley's reception continues, Kristen and Tyler are talking. Look, I appreciate all the brotherly love, but overall I'm fine. I know, but I can't risk it. You sure you don't know where Jeff is? No, I don't. And as Kristen's iPhone beeps and she sees it's a text from her husband. Look, I gotta go, but I'll be back. And as Kristen got up and left, just as Karen and Bradley came in, started talking. And as they look around, well, at least it seems intimate with a few people here. Yeah, it does. I'll be back. And as Karen went to the office, as Rachel and Erin came towards Bradley. Looks like Karen's about to give Angela an earful. I think it's more than that. And as Rita and Adam came towards them, Angela will soon be out of our lives for good. Meanwhile, in the office, Angela is staring at her and Vince's wedding photo on the wall till Karen came in and closed the door. And then Angela turns and faces Karen. Really, Angela? Sleeping with Nate Collins of all people? What the hell were you thinking? Meanwhile, in Karen and Bradley's room, Nate came in and closed the door and got his iPhone and called Justin. Are you sure what you told? Yeah, I am. You know what I think? I might use this to my advantage. Dude, we can't afford. Of course we can. We're Collins. We can do whatever the hell we want. Meanwhile, at the door, as Lucy came and got the door, and it's Jeff. Jeff, what an unexpected surprise. Not to you, it's fine, as long as Nate's not here. I think this would be the last place he should be after what he's done. I hope you're right, because I see that son of a bitch in my sight. There's no stopping me from killing him. Meanwhile, at the LAPD in Claire's office, Claire and Isabella came in and Claire closed her door. Have a seat, and as Isabella sat down, as Claire went and sat at her desk across from her. I really don't regret what I did, really. I suspected Angela was cheating on Vince since March, but I wasn't certain of it. While we're on that, when did you find out? I'm assuming at Karen and Bradley's wedding, right? When you verbally attacked Angela. Can I call my lawyer? Won't do you any good. And as Claire opened the folder and laid the paper up before Isabella, and with a pen in front of her. Sign here. And as Isabella did, and gave the paperwork back to Claire. I have something to tell you. Meanwhile, in the holding cell, Vince is talking to Richard. I really don't get to why she would sleep with Nathan out of all. She must have something over her to make her agree. The trouble is, why Michelle and David are so eager to expose the news to, you know what? I'm gonna find out more about them when I get out. And as the officer came and opened the cell, you're free to go. Just stop by the front for your stuff. And as the officer left, and as Vince came out of the cell and turned towards Richard. Where is everybody? Mom and Dad moved the reception to their house. After what happened, I don't blame them. Let's get out of here. And as Vince and Richard head towards the exit. Meanwhile, at the Applegate apartment, at Lucy's old apartment, Matt and Vanessa are having lunch while talking. What career choice do you want to be? I don't know. I've been talking to my parents and I'm considering following their footsteps. You mean becoming a cop? More like a detective. Oh, even better. But you do know the risk of being a cop. Yeah, I do. You see, I've been thinking about it for a long time because I'm tired of my family being bullied by my parents, right? Who just want power, which they won't have. If you want to do this, just know I'm here. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Then why don't we toast on this? Meanwhile, at the Leaving Book Cafe, Carly and Taya are talking. What do you mean by that? She lied to him. Did you eavesdrop, Carly? Hey, forgive me if I still care about my ex-husband and friend. No, I think you like him to turn an event so you can get another shot. How can you say that? Based on what you said, we all found out that Angela and Chris has been lying about Michael's paternity and sleeping with Nate Collins. Speaking of which, I gotta see how Ken and Bradley are. All I'm asking is for my mom supporting this. Support in breaking a marriage between two caring people just so my daughter can have the husband she wants? I don't think so. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital, in Aaron's office, Will and Jennifer are talking. The entire affair was complicated, and I didn't want to get in the middle. Why don't you tell me exactly what happened back there, since everything's out in the open? How I know? Look, I would have told you if I knew about it. You know, maybe I would have warned my uncle and aunt that their wedding might be jeopardized due to a scandal. I wasn't sure what Kristen or Angela said about Michael being Michelle and David's son. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too. I'm sorry that you didn't trust your own husband. Is that what this is? Trust, yes. Being married means we trust each other in everything and not keeping secrets. I think I know what this is about. Meanwhile, at the Goodcharm Manor in the guest house, Kristen came in and saw Michael by the fireplace, and as he saw her and got up and came towards her. I know a lot has happened today. Where were you during the wedding? I was brushing myself in the dressing room and talking to my— Don't lie to me! Is this about the video? I asked the questions here. Is it true what we saw in the video? Were there lookalikes? Or was that my wife sleeping with another guy? Meanwhile, in the living room where Karen and Bradley's reception is taking place, Tyler's thinking till Casey came to where he is and sat by him. How are you? Our sister didn't deserve to be humiliated like that. I agree. In fact, after this, I'm gonna talk with Michelle. How's your arm? I saw you when you decked David. Believe me, I wanted to hurt the guy for what he did. Meanwhile, Rita, Adam, Rachel, Aaron, and Bradley are talking. You two knew. Oh, come with it, Dad. You suspected along with Mom, but wasn't too sure. We didn't know for certain. I've noticed them following each other a lot, and as Wilma came towards them. Where's Julian? He's in his room talking to his grandmom, and as David and Michelle came in, and Aaron noticed. What the hell are they doing here? Haven't they done enough? I agree, and as Bradley head towards them. Excuse me, this is family only. We were at your wedding, really? Because it seemed that we didn't remember that you two were being invited. You serious right now? And as Lucy and Jeff came in, why are you two here? They were just leaving. Fine. Tell Michael it's what part of get the hell out you two don't understand. Get out! We got the message. Then go. And as Dave and Michelle turned and left. I'm gonna go call my wife. And as Jeff head upstairs. Meanwhile, in the office, Karen and Angela are talking. What's wrong? Are we all suddenly muted now? After the many tongue rounds of Nate? You don't know the whole story to what happened. Do tell, because I'm dying to know how would you cheat on your husband. I found a secret that Helen told me about Michael, and I needed help from Nate. So you choose to have an affair in order to protect Michael. First of all, I love you. Don't you ever say that to me again. You don't know what love is and the sacrifice you make to keep it. You couldn't be more wrong. I do know what love is. No, you think you do, but you don't know half of it. My children, including me, have suspected you cheating, but I didn't want to believe that. I didn't want to believe you would do such a thing. Boy, was I wrong. In the video we saw of you and Nate, I trust you with my son, hoping you'd be the least person to hurt him. But you did anyways, you heartless bitch. And as Karen slapped Angela. Meanwhile, in Karen and Bradley's room, Nate's on his iPhone talking to Justin. Are you really taking advantage of being a Colin? You know, I realize it's my blood and yours, which make us indestructible, so nothing to worry. I'm just saying, take care. Shouldn't you be busy with my ex-wife Maria? This isn't funny. If Jeff finds you there, there's no telling what he'd do. I can take care of myself. What are you gonna do with Kristen? Kristen and I might really have something, and I want to see how it goes. And I'll be damned to let Jeff Graham or anyone else stand in my way. In fact, I'm gonna go find Kristen now. And it's Nate thinking, and he's head to the door. By the way, Mom wants you to call her. What does she want? And as Jeff came to the door and saw Nate. Actually, Mom's gonna have to wait. What do you mean by that? Remember Jeff, who you warned me about? He's right in front of me. Meanwhile, the LAPD in Claire's office, Claire and Isabella are talking, and Claire is stunned by what Isabella said. Wow, I didn't realize they'd do something none of us did, but in a way, I'm glad they did. This totally explains why you attacked Angela. I'm not gonna lie about it to you, Claire, saying I regret what I did, because I don't. Because I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Okay, first of all, know that I know. And as the officer came in with another folder and handed it to Claire. Thank you, Claire. Oh, can you take Isabella to get booked and processed, and then she's free to go? Okay. Thanks, Claire. And as Isabella got up and Clyde let her out. Meanwhile, in the lobby, Vince Dunn signed all the paperwork and gave it to the officer warden. Okay. You good chums always know how to work the law. And as she went and hid away. And as Vince turned to Richard, I guess our family get a lot, so I see. Do you know where my wife went? At our parents' house. I think you're right. No, it's cool. And as Vince got his iPhone and texted Angela to meet him at home. I'm gonna go home and hug my daughter. Look, if you need anything from Casey and I, just let us know. And as Isabella came to where they are, it feels weird being arrested and all. At least you didn't get thrown in the holding cell. I suppose you're right. I better go. I'll go with you. No, I just need some time alone. And as Vince went and left, Miss Isabella came towards Richard. Did I miss something? Why is he going back to his wife's house? Isabella, I think you know the answer. And as Richard walks away, meanwhile, at the Applegate apartment, at Lucy's old apartment, Matt and Vanessa are talking as Matt fills his and her cup with champagne and gave her a cup. Two new beginnings, as they click and took a sip and put their cups down. You know, I've known one of you would follow after your parents. I just want to make certain people like my parents, Wayne and Linda, pay for what they did. I want to keep my daughter, our son, and our family safe. Have you told your parents? No. That's why you're the first to know before I'm telling them officially. I think you make a good detective. Well, I have to go to the academy and be a cadet, but I don't want to miss our family growing up. And you won't. Meanwhile, at the Leaving Book Cafe, Carly and Taya are talking. Mom, I supported you when you married Howard. That is completely different. No, it's one and the same. Howard and I share 6 children. I was born before you had Tristan. Look, all I'm saying is I deserve some happiness. What about Seth? You know, Seth's been good to me, but honestly, he's nothing but a distraction. And besides, he's still hung up on Maria. I need Will, and I will have him when the time is right. Just be careful. Look, I really gotta go. And as Taya got up and left, and as Carly thinking, in order for Will and I to be together, I have to end things for Seth Graham. Even though my main goal is to break up Jennifer and Will, which may have already worked. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Aaron's office, Will and Jennifer are talking. You know what this is about. Yeah, I do. Then tell. I think you're upset over the fact that I married Matt and became pregnant with his baby, which, wow. Are you listening to yourself to how crazy that sounds? You know it's true, but don't want to admit it. Overall, what happened had nothing to do with us. Either way, you know exactly what went on between Nate and Kristen, so as far as I'm concerned, you're part of it. I really don't know why our marriage should be in effect. I told you earlier, trust is a part of marriage, which sadly I no longer have faith in you anymore. And as Will got up and got the door. So if you excuse me, I got a lot of work to be done. And as Jennifer went and came towards him, just know I love you. And I will never forget what we shared. And as she left and Will closed the door. Meanwhile, at the Good Chum Manor in the guest house, Tristan and Michael are talking. Look, I know you're mad. I don't even know to describe how I'm feeling. Then tell me, how many times you slept with him? What do you mean? I'm not an idiot, Kristen. I know this wasn't your first time sleeping with Nate, out of all people. From the look from your face, I say it happened more than once. You know eventually you're gonna be exposed to what you did. But Nate and I slept so he can help me keep it, but I don't give a damn about the paternity. I've been lied so many times of who my birth parents is, I don't know who's who. But you felt like you had to have an affair to protect me? Really, Kristen? How strong and the lengths you have to go through. I'm sorry for what I've done. You know what? I can get past the paternity part, but the fact of you sleeping with Nate, I can't get past that. And as Michael headed to the door, wait! And as Kristen came towards Michael, and he turns and faces her. Let me fix this. I think you've done enough. And as Michael turned and left the guest house. Meanwhile, in the living room, where Karen and Bradley's wedding reception's taking place, Tyler and Casey came to where Rachel, Aaron, Lucy, Roma, and Bradley is. I can't believe those two. Even though it was the wrong time, yeah it was. And now my wife's talking to Angela in the office. Dad, don't let this upset you. He's right. We still have the 4th of July to celebrate. His nightmare is over what happened. You know what? I'm gonna have it. Tyler, don't. I think it's best we just leave it. And as Casey's iPhone beeps, and she gets it. Hello? Okay. I'll let me know. Bye. That was Richard. He said that Vince post bail. They're on their way. Well, at least Richard is. I take that Vince is heading to his home to wait for his wife. Meanwhile, in the office, Karen and Angela are talking. Look, I get it. No, I don't think you do. But I do. It's quite clear on how pissed you are at me for betraying your... You know what? It's not just betraying. You ripped my son's heart open by having an affair with the son of a player. Look, I know there's nothing I can say that can change my... No, there is nothing you can say at all to justify what you did. Just so you know, it meant nothing at all. And I'm supposed to be flattered by that? You're comparing my son? You know what? I am done with you. You are not getting involved with any person in my family. Luckily, that's not your call. Actually, there is something you can do. What's that? Get the hell out of my house. And as Angela's iPhone beeped and she sees a text saying, we need to talk. I take that as my son, aka your husband, wants to talk to you when you get home. Good luck. And as Angela head to the door, but Karen stopped her. Wait. And as she came towards her, by the way, you are no longer welcome here, so don't bother coming back. And as Angela left the office. Meanwhile, in Karen and Bradley's room, Nate's on his iPhone talking to Justin while facing Jeff. Dude, what's going on? Nothing. It's as Jeff came in and grabbed Nate's iPhone and threw it across the room. Have you lost your mind? And as Jeff took out his belt and wrapped around his fist. I told you if I ever hear or catch you near my sister again, that I will end you. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And as Jeff punched him hard with his belt, resulting blood coming out of his face. And as Nate fell to the ground, and as Jeff started kicking him violently from face to the bottom.